Hello everyone and welcome back to our video. This video is going to be the second part in our computer basics playlist. So in this video, we're going to be exploring how we can get binary converted into numbers. So let's begin. The first thing to understand is that all numbers in binary will start with a 1, and I'll tell you why in just a second. So I'm just going to zoom in and show you. So basically, if let's take an example that we want to convert the the real number 3 into binary. So step 1, divide the non-binary number by 2. The remainder would tell us whether the first binary is 0 or 1. So that's a mistake. That would be the last. This is because this is how it might look like. So using the example of 3, it would look like this, but let me just go over what this really is. So if we've got our thing like this, let's use 3 in that color. 2 is what we're dividing with. We always divide with 2 no matter how big or how small the number is. So now we're going to divide 3 by 2. So that's going to give us the remainder of 1. So now that remainder, we're going to write it here. That's going to give us the remainder of 1, right? And we're going to be writing that remainder here. Here, we're going to write the quotient. So what did we multiply 2 by to get 3? With the remainder of 1, that is. So we're going to write down 1 over here. So this is going to be our quotient. This is going to be our binary, which we later read. This is going to be our real number, and this is going to be our divisor. Hold on. Our divisor. So same here, using the example of 3, this is how it would look like. So we've got 2 as our divisor, we've got 3 as the number to convert, we've got this one, the purple one, as our quotient, and our green one is going to be our binary. Now why is it going to be the last number in our binary code that we get? This is because when we do this, let me just clear it out a bit, and I'll tell you. This is because when we read our binary, like if we keep going, we'll get more and more values. If it's a bigger number, we'll get more values. If it's a number like 3, we might only get like 2 or 3 numbers. So when we get, like, for example, if we got 001, when we read like this. So this is a palindrome. If I took a number like 100, 1011, we would read from the bottom to up. So the binary would be 1101. That's what the binary would be for 3. For a large number, if we do it. For 3, we're going to move on to our next step. Step 2 is keep doing this until you get the quotient of 0. So now, we are going to divide our quotient 1, which we wrote down before, by 2 again. Now this is going to give us the remainder of 1 again, right? Because we are going to multiply 2 by 0 to get 0. But if we multiply 2 by 2, then the number will be too big, right? This is basic division. So we multiplied by 0, so we got this quotient. Let me use a prettier color. So we got this quotient, and this over here is going to be our binary. That's going to be our binary. So let's do it together over here. Let's get black and get it a bit thicker. So here, looking closely, 2 is going to be our divisor. Our real number is 3. Oops, that's too thick. 3 is going to be our real number. Now we move on, and we want to divide the 2, right? So we'll get the quotient of 1, because 2 times 1 is 2, but we want a 3, so the remainder will be 1. Let me do it in green so that we can, okay, never mind. Okay, that would be 1. Now, when we move on, we want to divide this 2, this 1 by 2 again, because we keep doing it until we get the quotient of 0. Now we have to multiply 2 by 0 to get 0 and get a remainder of 1 again. So over here, this is going to be our binary. Alright, this is going to be our binary. This over here is going to be our process of getting our binary. Alright, so now our third step is to start reading the binary from the bottom, like so. And then our step 4 is to write down the binary and you're done. So here the binary for 3 is 1, 1. Now, second part, converting binary into numbers. So, now how do we convert a binary into number? First, we want to take a binary, obviously. For this, I have chosen 1001. Oh, this is too big. Okay, 1001. Step 1 to finding the real number of this binary is going to be finding the placement of each number in the binary. Remember to do this backwards. So meaning backwards, by backwards I mean that if you've got 1001, you go this way, as you can see over here, and we are going to read from right to left. So we will give each number a placement. So here you can see I've given 1 0, 0 1, and the other 0 2, and then the last one a 3. So it will go like 3 2 1 0. Alright, so this is going to be the placement of each digit. Now our next step is to multiply the base, which is 2. So always before we have the divisor of 2, this time we're gonna multiply everything by 2. With the binary digit given to the exponent of the placement of the digit in the binary code. Remember, 2 will always be the base for any binary code. This might not make sense, but look here. So our first one, this one over here, we're gonna multiply it by 2. But we're going to give 2 the exponent of 0 because the placing of this one was 0. So we are going to do this and we will get a 1 at the end. Now we're going to take the other number, which is 0, times 2 to the power of the placement of 0. This 0 over here had the placement of 1, so we're going to give 2 the exponent of 1. But anyways, multiply anything with 2, you will always get 0. So we've got a 0 here. Now we're going to move on and multiply the next 0 by 2, but this time giving 2 the exponent of 2. Because this 0 had the placement of 2, by the way, we always start our placement from 0, not 1, we start from 0, okay? So we multiply 0 by 2 to the power of 2 because the placement of 0 was 2, and then anyways, multiply whatever you like with 0, you will always get a 0. And then our next one is our first one, which was like this one. So the placement of it was a 3. So we're going to give 2 the exponent of 3 and then move on to get 8. Okay, so now our third step will be adding the product of all the equations from before. So all the numbers that we got at the end after the multiplication, we're going to add all these up to get 9. Now this 9, write down this step 4 is going to be writing down the sum, and this will be your number. So now this 9 is going to be our real number, what we wanted, and our binary code is going to be 1001 for 9. So 1001 is equal to 9. Now this is where the topic ends, but I'm just gonna cross check this. How can we cross check this? We are going to do our thing again. So we've got 9, 2, divide it. We have got 2 times 4 with a remainder of 1, then 2, and then we get a then we multiply it, we got a remainder of 0, then we do it again, we got 1 this time, we got a remainder of 0, we divide it again, but we got a quotient of 0 and a remainder of 1. So we read it upwards and we've got 1001. So this was correct. So one thing to remember is that in binary, all letters start from 0 while all the numbers start from 1. And that is the end of our topic. Till then, take care and bye-bye.